Hey guys, Monday morning and back on the Chevy truck here. Going to carry on with the same theme we've been working on, and that's knocking things off the list. If I can knock 3, 4 things every video, we'll get there, right? Um, Maybe 3 small things and 1 bigger thing, something like that. I don't know, but got a few things I want to take care of today, so might as well just get right to it. All right, so clean up a couple of things down here under the hood. One thing, I have the battery box. I made that, got it in place. It's good, but there's nothing to hold the battery in place. So what you got here, you got 2 holes, right? And just going to run a threaded rod or a piece of rod that I'm going to thread up to a plate on top, clamp down the battery, and should be good. So I've got a couple of pieces of 5/16 round bar, and I'm going to cut it to length, clean up the ends on the bench grinder, and then thread it on both ends. Maybe weld the washer at the bottom, and make a plate up, and that should do it. So yeah, let's get after it. Okay, I've already threaded 3 of the 4 ends. When you're threading something like this, it's getting started is the hardest part. The die is tapered, so it's wider at the bottom than it is at the top. So it really starts cutting the threads once you get right through the die. So getting it started, like I said, is the hardest part. If you're a little wobbly, it's not too bad at first. A little downward pressure and turn at the same time. I'm just using a 5/16 coarse thread. Okay, she's almost through. Like I say, once it's through the die, it kind of stays true on its own. Okay. You can feel it cutting as you're turning it. Okay, now it's really starting to cut. So I like to go on, back it off a little bit. couple of turns, back it off a little bit. You can hear it cutting. When you back it off, you're kind of relieving some of the crap that's in there that you just cut off. You can help it too with a little bit of oil, but my oil is all the way over there and I'm too lazy. Couple more turns and that's it. Go, 1/4 or 5/16 nut. Good. Now we just need a top plate. All right, piece of plate, drill a couple of holes, lock washers, etc. And it's done. So it's ready for paint. And then I'm probably, when I go to put this back in, I'm going to wrap it in rubber, some sort, you know, so it doesn't make contact with both posts. Nice steel bar, that wouldn't work good. But yeah, we'll wrap it in rubber, you know, put maybe a piece of hose, even if you stretched it across, fed it through, whatever. Something clean looking anyway, and just for safety concerns. So yeah, I could scratch that off the list. I got to go pick up this rattle can of black gloss black paint. So I'm going to have the rattle can. I might as well get a couple other things ready for paint, which I'm thinking maybe hood hinges. So I'll dig them out, clean them up. All right, so I went through my box of takeoff parts and dug out the hinges. I was actually smart enough to label the hinges. So they both can't be left, so if that's left, then this will be right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a picture of this with my phone. I'm going to leave it on the phone so I don't get mixed up, because I'm going to pull the tape off to clean it up. They're pretty grungy, greasy and crappy and whatever. So I'll clean them all up as best I can and get them ready for paint. And like I said, I'll keep a picture in my phone so that I don't mix them up after and make problems for myself. So yeah, there we go, hood hinges. All right, so these cleaned up quite nicely. For in the springs here, what I used was brake clean. It comes out of there at a pretty good pressure, and then just blew it out with air. And did that a few times, and yeah, cleaned everything right up nicely. So these are paint ready. So when I pick up my spray paint, I'll give them a shot. So I guess it's time to move on to something else here. I'm thinking maybe up high in the interior, I got some blacking out to do, and I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, so when I put my headliner in, I'm not sure exactly where it ends and what happened. So I want to make sure that there's nothing showing that doesn't have paint on it. Same with the pillars. In between here, there might be a little piece that shows. So I'll black that out, and then up along here, I'll black this out as well. And just with a brush and some trim clad rust paint, whatever. I mean, whatever does show is going to be very, very little. But yeah, I'd like to get it covered up just in case. Hate like hell to put everything in and then find out that I've got to touch up paint after. So might as well do it now. All right, so I'll unmask this. I know there's a windlace that goes in here, and then up top, oh, over here, I distinctly remember that the headliner tucks in behind the windshield molding, so I'm not worried about it. And then I just wanted to get this leading edge here, and yeah, that's it. So knock that off the list too. It was the pillar mostly, because I think there's about a 1/4 inch of space or something in between the windshield molding and this piece. All right, I covered up this door because it's done. It's mint now, and just to keep the splatter off, because I'm going to attempt to get after those touch-ups, and hopefully they turn out okay. I'll sand them out. We'll see. I'll know pretty quick. If they're not ready, well, then I'll move on to something else. But it'd be nice to get this fender out of the way. What I'm trying to do here is get everything that's surrounding the hood area, so that when I get my windlace in for the hood, I can install it. So that's why I'm working on this area here. So anyway, I'll sand this out and we'll see what we end up with. I'm going to use 2000 for this. Right now, it's not looking too good. Damn it. No. No, I don't think so. Okay, well, I'm going to have to touch them again. Damn it. It's giving me a hard time, man. All right, so I had 4 spots. I got 1 out of 4 is good. The 2 lower ones, they are much smaller than they were. So I've hit them again and let them dry. That's all I can do. I'm going to go ahead. I've started sanding on the top of the cowl here. I want to get all the way down. Get that all ready and buffed up and ready to go. Same with the other side. I've only touched that with I think 1000. That's it. So there's a bunch of sanding to do there. I'm not going to show it Everybody's seen me sand tons before, and I'm just gonna carry on, get it done, and get it ready. So when it's dry tomorrow, that's when I'll be able to hit that with the buffer. Unless I cover this somehow without buggering up the touch-ups, I can't really buff this either because of all the splatter and shit like that. So, but I've got a lot of sanding to do, so I'm just going to carry on, keep on sanding, that's all. Okay, so I sanded on this side of the cowl up to the halfway point and down, so I'm ready to buff that out. But the wife came home, so I jumped in the truck and went and got some paint. So I painted up my my hinges and the battery hold down. So that's good to go now. So when it's dry, I can put it on. I was going to pick up a spray can, a rattle can of etching primer as well, because I've got to do the transmission oil pan underneath. And I have a little bit left, but I don't know if I have enough. And last time I bought it was $17.99. $40. $39.99. I left it on the shelf. Didn't buy it. I'll figure something else out. It's cheaper to go with epoxy. That's crazy. Hopefully I've got enough left to do it. It's just a transmission oil pan. That's all I got to get done. So yeah, I'm not spending $40. No chance. Okay, so there you go. I'm going to continue sanding, most of it off camera, because I know you guys have seen me sand a ton. So I'm going to try and get it all done, on most of it anyway, off camera, and get on buffing, finishing up all the buffing. That's a big part of the to-do list, actually. It's one of the biggest jobs I have left. There's several hours of that kind of thing, wet sanding and buffing to do, so I'm going to do a pile of it off camera. I might just, finish off a video with a little bit of it here and there. Other than that, yeah, rude awakening at Canadian Tire. $40 for a spray bomb of etching primer. You got to be kidding me. How do they justify that? What's the reasoning? I don't understand. There's no way. I mean, I could go get a little can of epoxy for the same money and do half of a freaking frame of a car. So no, not doing that. No way. Yeah. So we knocked a few things off the list, and 4 to be exact. So that's a good thing. That's a good day. And yeah, we'll just keep on wrapping things off the list. I think probably in the next video I'll get this thing up in the air. And get underneath and do all the stuff I need to do under there, other than etching primer for $40 a can. Not happening. And yeah, whatever. So like I said, I'm just going to keep pounding away at this list until it's there's nothing left to do, and then take it for a drive, and that's it. It's done. So I can't wait for that, but I'm going to have to, because there's a shitload to do yet. We got a storm rolling in. It's supposed to get a foot of snow. So that's going to slow things down a little bit, but whatever. Doesn't snow in the garage, so I'm okay there. If you like the content, please subscribe. Tell your buddies. Don't be afraid to leave comments, and like, share, and all that good stuff. And I truly appreciate it. And those of you who have subscribed, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And if you're not doing anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.